I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Gelt came to Altdorf from the seaport of Marienburg, having bought passage on a merchant ship with gold that he had transmuted from lead ingots. He set off for the colleges of magic before the effects wore off. And there are rumors that even today, an angered sea captain has placed a high bounty on Gelt's head, though there's few foolish enough to attempt to collect it. His knowledge is not limited to the arcane alone, but alchemy as well, a study he learned in far-off lands that, coupled with his lore of metal, has made him a prodigious talent. He rose quickly through the Gold Order, and within a short decade became the Patriarch of the Golden College, becoming the youngest wizard to hold that position. His studies has also earned him the praise and admiration of other Imperial sectors too. The Imperial Engineer School enjoyed the results of his new black powder formulations, though in these experiments, an accident left him horribly scarred. He somehow survived, and from that day on has only ever been seen in shimmering metallic robes and wearing a golden mask. Some say that his skin is turned to pure gold, others that he's scarred. Only Gelt knows the truth. Now we are to meet a unit of men who have been assigned to Gelt. They're called the Gauntwold Wardens. They are a company of men who have plied their trade by patrolling the woodlands south of the capital of Talabeclan, often running close to the border of the former province of Solland. Through their Elector Count Helmut Feuerbach, Gelt has been assigned these men, whose sharp eyes have already seen many enemies slain in the name of Gelt and the Emperor. There are lesser minds around Gelt who fall into petty infighting. Here we have one such occasion. The rival states of Sturland and Hochland have been unable to reconcile their differences, and tensions have bubbled over into full-blown war. Elector Count Albrecht of Sturland has declared war on Hochland. What action will you take? So now I could join in. If I do so, Sturland will like me more. What to note about Sturland is that they're adjacent to where I'm at, or I can stop a civil war. Now, I wouldn't be able to easily reach Hochland even if I were to help out, and that is a large issue. Now, I could just leave it alone and do nothing because I am currently busy. That might be the right way to go about it, or I could gain more Imperial authority. We shall stop the war. I've got political influence, and that is a good sign for Gelt. Gelt says, hello, look at me. I know what's right here. Shut up and behave, children. And so there is no war, and our power has gone up a bit further. It'll continue to go up. That way, if any negative events pop up, we can be fine. We can move on. Now, we do have a new turn. I did combine my units by using Control A and Control M. And now we need a few new things to come join us. Are there beastmen close by? There are not beastmen close by. Now, I would like to go back into Fort Sol to watch our lands. Krog-Hearn is currently not very happy, and we need to consider what units we need to pick up right now. So over here, I would like to keep it relatively cheap for the very beginning, as I said before, because we need to go recruit new things. So we'll get more spearmen. That will change rapidly. I'm investing into our future right now. Okay, so again, I could just build a tap room, but I want to expand my walls over at Krog-Hearn. If any greenskins or beastmen pop by, I won't be able to readily help. But that is really all that I need to do right now. We can glance at diplomacy to find out if there's any adjacent friends, like Averland. Averland does not want to trade, never mind. He's like, hey, welcome to my home. But no, we're not going to trade.
Hail to your Emperor.
Very well. I also recruited a new unit, a very unique unit that can only be found at Solland, Eldred's Guard. Only the most disciplined and highly trained are suitable for service with Solland's elite guard regiment. And so they do cost us 284 gold. They have 70 armor. Our greatswords over here have 90. And if we look at a standard group of spearmen, 40, halberds 40. So they have 30 more armor and shields too. Let's have a look at their weapon strength. We're looking at 5 armor piercing damage, plus 12 when fighting large creatures, and 20 weapon damage. They also have Encourage, so they provide a leadership bonus to units nearby, and Expert Charge Defense, though they may have a new name in time. It's been time for Gelt and his men to rest, but now we have a major enemy to fight. There were signs of a goblin, and it led us to the underway, and in that underway, Skarsnik was found. All of my spearmen, halberds, and everyone else, they're charging right in. My mortar crew is busy at work. Every ranged unit we have is right behind them, and Gelt is leading them into battle. It's time for us to beat a very deadly goblin. Sure, they might be laughable in small numbers, but whenever they're in a large group, they're cunning and they're violent. So here they are now. And Skarsnik alone is quite powerful, especially when he's paired up with all of his night goblins and goblins. You can see that their army is now moving in. And here he is, right over here. Let's have a look at him. 52 melee attack, poison, and magical damage. 473 damage, or weapon strength. That's going to be a lot. Normally, I would use some manner of formation. This time, we're charging right in. Let me tell you, it's one of many battles to come. For every inch I take, those goblins will make me pay for it. And so we're going to fight this battle right now. He throws a spell right at us, killing a few of our soldiers. Right in the center of our formation. Here comes our volleys. Here's a glittering robe that's been cast by Gelt. And while they've been upgraded, those who fight in the center, it's time to use the Golden Hounds of Gehenna to slaughter potentially hundreds, at least dozens of them. And here is a Searing Doom to further weaken our foes. And so now everyone charges in to fight. Great swords and everyone else. Our archers continue to paint every single ranged unit they have. If you look at it right now, you can see that they're at full strength. Gelt was attempting to replenish with his men. It did not work out. Over here we have a group of crossbows and also archers. They'll be moving in to flank this one group. And so we're still shooting down their many night goblins from behind while we're trying to hold up against all of our enemies who are nearby. Using spells is really important, and Gelt's going to be using spells the entire time. You can see how many we've lost already, but you can see what we're also doing. Keeping them quite busy. The Amber Trance, it's that item that I have. Here's another Searing Doom, killing more of their archers. If we have a look at the kills of our good buddies over here, the Sighelm veterans, they're at 27 and only going up. Gelt is over here at 140 kills. That spell really did cost him a bit of his life, at least his stamina for this battle. He's continuing to upgrade units and using the Searing Doom to weaken our foes. Tactically, it's a simple battle. In terms of importance, it's vital. If I lose this battle, I lose it all. If Skarsnik loses, he'll be back in a few turns. Our archers are working very hard right now to focus on every single one of them. They're beginning to drop. If we have a tactical overview of the battle, they're beginning to break at various stages. Over here is where we have our ranged units flanking some night goblins. Elsewhere, it's really Skarsnik, who's quite deadly. We have a look at his kills right now, 70 kills, and that will only go up. He's continuing to just rampage through our numbers. Even alone, he's beheading units. For a goblin, he's quite large. His head is much larger than that of any type of Imperial. Now we have archers raining down upon him. There may be something to fire, but he's got to be put down or so many more will die. Everywhere else, our enemies have broken. We have ranged units that are continuing to fire, like Steingard's Pride, one of my favorite units. They end up getting so many kills all the time. And now it looks like we're about to win. We just have to break this one fool. Pierced by arrows, he's being hit by our great swords as well. His entire army has broken, but this spiteful little creature continues to maul many of our brave soldiers. And so here's what we do. We fight. We use our glittering robe, and he's finally beginning to break. At over 100 kills now. And so he finally flees, and we've won the battle. We'll be chasing after anyone that we can. That's how vital it is to hit him, that we would even risk friendly fire. We've got to get rid of him. To wound him is to keep him busy for a time. But now that we're done here, it is time to move on. Gelt did not choose the easy way out. He could have ignored that attack or that sighting of goblins, but he chose to follow it, and now that entire army has been destroyed. If we didn't do that, Skarsnik could have led his warband to any location in our lands. We would not have been able to stop him. But now he's gone. We'll kill everything here. And we have two groups we have unlocked. Deathjacks, and over here, Sigmar's Sons. Those are two mighty groups that we'll need to use. We've gained a new trait, Sneaky Smiter. Sometimes, even the sneakiest among us come unstuck. So we get a better chance to ambush and to see through them. Here's a new trait for him too, Executioner. Cut off an enemy's head and you kill the body too. So it is with leaders and their armies. -2 to enemy leadership. And what else did we get? So we'll find out in a moment. Here's another attack. Greenskins attack Elector State. Middenstag. Middenland has come under attack from Greenskins in the region of Middenstag and are appealing to you for military assistance. Will you come to their defense and join them in battle, or leave them to fight off their attackers alone? Now, I could use my money to send off an army. If I do that, their fealty will go up. I don't want them to be angered, so what I'll do here, I'll send a military force. Here we are. We have another battle to fight. It might not be easy, but we will try to win. We have two groups of Imperial Knights, one group of handgunners, two groups of swordsmen, and our huntsman general, Henry Strom. So now we've got to find how many. Oh, they have black orcs too. This should be quite challenging. Let's find out if we can win. It's a cruel chance of fate when you come to reinforce your allies, but then you're isolated in the woods alone. We're fighting a battle where our allies will have to rush to our aid. A statue of Sigmar. Hopefully he will give us strength here, because right now we have very few units. We have two groups of knights. We have two groups of swordsmen. We have a huntsman general and handgunners too. Tactically, it's time to show you what Imperials can do when outnumbered. They've got orc boar boys, archers, orc boys, and many other units, all led by a knight goblin war boss. It's about to get fearsome for us, and they have a group of black orcs, so whatever can we do? We can fight in the trees for one. We can delay them. We can hope to use our handgunners to great effect. The boar boys are now moving in. We do have a huntsman general. He's able to use some oil to slow them down and hopefully a fire attack later. His job is to hold them off. Tactically, you know where I'm at, and you know what I'm doing currently. The orc boar boys can be quite damaging, but they do slow down when they're having to fight here. Here's our swordsman holding against another goblin charge. Our knights are waiting on the right flank to try to keep us safe. Elsewhere, our handgunners are operating, trying to shoot down as many of these greenskins as possible, because again, we are surrounded. There should be no chance for us to win today. The help we offered was quite limited, wasn't it? Here comes our huntsman general, pulling out his blade and fighting a series of orc boys. Good fortune to you, friend. Now we're going to zoom out and have a look at the map. Their leaders charging in towards my handgunners. Those spears are still fighting one group of my swordsmen. Our knights are busy trying to charge in wherever they can. They came in from behind, hitting these orc boys, dealing quite a bit of damage to them. And over here, another group of Imperial Knights still fighting. Look at their kills right now, 18 kills. Now our allied army is moving in. They have their regional colors. They're getting ready for a fight. They've got over here crossbowmen, swordsmen, halberds, and they're being led by an Empire captain. His shield is raised up, and he's charging into a group of orc boys who can still hold out in melee combat for a period of time, but now there's a battle. He beheaded one right away. That's fortuitous, at least. Let's go back to the mainstay of the battle, the main portion of this fight. So over here, we're fighting in the trees. You can see my swordsman still holding out. My knights are so busy, keeping that one leader of theirs busy by charging into him, knocking him back. My huntsman general has won his battle, killing 25. Elsewhere, more Imperial Knights are still fighting some orc boar boys, keeping them busy. And they're also engaging a group of their own boar boys, killing them with their halberds. Now it's time for all of my handgunners to kill many more of their black orcs. These black orcs have a unique ability over here. It's called Chomp 'em. 80% more weapon damage. They lose armor piercing damage. They lose charge bonus, but their melee attack and melee defense goes up too. So that's what they're dealing with at the moment. And they're being shot by handgunners who have armor piercing damage. They're quite good, especially when you get to flank your foes. So you can see some black orcs now beginning to fade. Another attack. A few more black orcs dead. It looks like we nullified their charge, and now our friends from Midland are fighting hard. The Mittelstag will not fall today. The Empire captain leads his men valiantly into the fight. Good word will be sent of him. Gelt will let him know. We'll let Boris know. His men fought well. We just happened to fight better. When you have men who have lost everything, and to win, they will gain everything, then it's easy to sell. Our Imperial Knights are still moving and going after that group of boar boys. The other group is now gone. We just need more of their infantry to hit from behind. Our own swordsmen have held for a long time, killing 67. Their leader is only a war boss and not Skarsnik, so he's beginning to lose now. Elsewhere, other swordsmen are winning to fight. Our handgunners are still moving, killing more of these black orcs. Our swordsmen have high leadership. We have high leadership, which is a great strength of ours. The black orcs are now advancing towards our poor handgunners. That does not bode well for our units. So we bring in Imperial Knights to charge in, allowing our handgunners to move away to again shoot them if need be, if that is required of the next stage of this battle. These swordsmen are holding, though they're beginning to waver. Elsewhere, we have more Imperials charge again from the county of Midland. And so we have won the battle. Somehow we have won the battle by holding them for so long. Our allies came in and saved us, even though we truly saved them. It's over now. We give chase. It looks like you may have done it again, my friend. You blessed our men. My God, that was nerve-wracking, but we did it. We beat them. Through tactics and through perseverance, we were able to hold out until reinforcements came, which is amusing because we were the reinforcements. Anyway, Claude, you're welcome. We saved your life. Okay, we'll kill every orc that we captured. None will be permitted to stay. The Mittelstag is currently going to be safe. We've gained a new talisman. It's very powerful too. It provides regeneration. Eating a seed from this small troll skin leather pouch will imbue the consumer with regenerative abilities. Look, Gelt is already very scary.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Now at rank 10, let's give him something new. Our golden hounds really did come into use during that underway battle, but we could use other spells too. Even hold the line would be nice to have. But for now, we'll take evasion. There we are. There is a large beastmen army close by.
Yes.
Now, we're going to have to attack them. I don't really have a choice right now, and I'll tell you why. They could come over here using their beast paths in order to attack Karakern, and I want to help them out. Okay, I can't build anything new back at home. There are no agents for me to pick up, so we need to wait. And over here in Karakern, we can build up our basic walls. Now, the positive part is they would be able to hold out for a turn because, well, they have walls. But it's my time to strike again. My poor soldiers have not gotten a chance to really recuperate. And what I could do to really help them out, instead of building up those walls because I am going to attack right away, I could combine what I have right now and pick up maybe a special unit or two, like our Sigmar's Sons. They're very good. Now, they're going to have a new name and backstory. These archers are very good too. Missile damage 20. Let's have a look at them real quick. They've got Skirmisher plus 10 to leadership. Only if they're in the forest. That's good to know. Okay, Snipe. They remain hidden while firing. They have Vanguard deployment and Stalk. Well, everyone's coming to help us now. Now we're stronger than we were before. Here we are. We have one enemy raiding my land, so we can't permit them to be here any longer. Let's go. It's time for a very unique formation today. We have a group of beastmen coming to attack. 2 groups of minotaurs, Ungor raiders, and many spearmen. all led by Garok Manripper. If we can get our Outriders to kill even a few of their Minotaurs, that would be ideal. That would limit the damage they're able to instill into our lines later. They'll be moving in very soon. So let's have a look at our formation. We are way over here. We have 3 groups of ranged units on the right hand. In the middle, we have 2. On the left, 2 more. Our mortars are defended as well. You can see that we kind of have a V formation going on. The idea is that if they charge in towards my ranged units, they will be shot. If they hit my melee units, they will be shot. We're going to find out how this formation will work. Steingart's Pride, one of our finest units. They've killed 3 so far. They end up killing thousands over the course of our campaign. Hundreds in any one battle, because when they flee, they can still get kills. When they don't flee, they can move behind a group and flank them. So here they come now. The Beastmen are coming, but Gelt is prepared. They can do what they want. Our mortar is striking. It seems like we never get to find a full strength. That is a challenge for all of us here. We're going to try, but it can be a challenge indeed. So here comes our mini units now, ready to return fire. The goal is to hit all of their ranged units. If we can do that, we can win. The mortars are still going. Here comes some Minotaurs. And again, if we just have a brief overview of the battle, we've got our Outriders here keeping one group of spears busy. Here they come. They finally got together. The charge is happening right now. The Minotaurs are going to try to hit, it looks like, the right portion of our formation. These archers have done a lot of damage, but now we are returning fire by issuing volleys right into these Minotaurs, weakening them before their charge, and now they've clashed. It's time to use magic. Gelt's magic. The glittering robe to give them more armor, so that they may stand. Here comes many other units right now. Let's find out if this formation will save lives. Garok Manripper is here. A Searing Doom has been used on their back line, and we're still fighting more of them who are still hitting our line right now as we speak. We have more enemies to take care of. We're using over here the Amber Trance to reduce their leadership. Elsewhere, many of their archers have already broken. Here comes on our left flank where we had more infantry, men who are charging in right now. They're going to be helping out. And here's Garok Manripper at 15 kills total. That Searing Doom has hit another group of Beastmen. It looks like so far our formation is working. These Minotaurs are now fleeing over here. They only got 14 kills, and the other group only has 12 kills. So it looks like right now we were able to hold out. Despite initial losses from their volleys, we're winning out. Swordsmen are holding them back, kicking them, hacking them, using whatever tools they have to win this fight. And spells by Gelt have been doing it for us. Now they are a low tier army. Garok Manripper is right over here. He's finally breaking. It looks like we have won the battle. Through all that ranged damage that I have, we were able to completely obliterate them. Let's have a look over here. Free Company at 24 kills. A Spearman group, not any kills at all. They were just held in reserve. My mini archers have gotten kills too. We've got some halberds over here at 39 kills. We have our Outriders who are at 83 kills, and they're still going up. They'll be chasing more of them. So we've won the battle. Now we just need to chase after that Beast Lord. You saw my formation. It's a V formation. You just need to have ranged units at the very tip. Then you get to hit them while they can't hit your own ranged units. Now they're fleeing, so we'll spend time chasing down as many as we can with our Outriders. And if we go check on them again, they have how many kills? 91. They're about to get many more. They're about to tackle a group of Minotaurs and other units. Steingart's Pride knows what to do. And sometimes it can be quite enjoyable to let them just take their shots. Gunning down a few Minotaurs. The battle's over. We've won. That battle was won too. He's only a level 1 leader. He's unable to beat Gelt. Gelt is much stronger. We've already beaten his army before. Now we'll kill what we've captured. Sure, they'll pull back. Now, when we get upgraded walls for Krokern, they'll have no chance at all. New trait gained, bold, +2 to charge bonus and +3 to leadership. Those new units came in handy, and we will come down to destroy them. At rank 11, we shall give a new ability over to Gelt. More magic. I do like more magic. But we'll buff up what magic I do have right now. We'll take Earthing. By stabbing a staff or some arcane conduit into the ground, an accomplished magic user can earth or tether the winds and hopefully reduce a chance of miscasting. It'll reduce our miscast chance by 15%. Goodbye now. You are gone. Now we won't have to worry about that army anymore.
Let us begin.
We'll head back on over to Fort Sol. We can rebuild, we can replenish our numbers, and then finally go destroy the lands of the goblins over to the west. When it comes to diplomacy, I wonder, what would my neighbors like to do right now? Averlin, can we trade yet?
I don't agree.
One day, I'm going to get you. I'm not going to give you gold right now because I need my gold. But I know that one day he'll like me more. Okay.
I am ready.
There's really nothing that I want to recruit here.
What?
Not locally. I would need to wait. I don't want to use global recruitment. It's rather expensive. But we do have the money to upgrade our iron mining pits. Sure, we can do that. Iron mine. Iron mines are the most common underground works of both men and dwarfs. I like that. It'll reduce the cost of my swordsmen, great swords, and knight units, in addition to giving them one more recruitment rank. They'll have better equipment. Not bad at all. The Council of States is an important group of advisors that grew from the demands of running the empire day to day. There are far too many for one man or woman to keep track of. Prominent family members or nobles of each state are frequently appointed as consultants on matters of imperial law, finance, diplomacy, and military matters, amongst other things. A seat on the council has become available, and the states of Midland and Talabeclan have both put forward candidates to fill it. It is certain that your endorsement of one of them will tip the balance one way or the other, informing the final decision. Now, Talabeclan likes me quite a bit. Midland does not, but I would like to potentially gain the loyalty of Talabeclan later on, so we'll probably help them out. I mean, sure, Midland might be angered, but Reichland will probably counter them. There we are. Now we have a new turn and many more things to do. We need to look at how we can handle Skarsnik. I'm sure he's already rebuilding another army or has another one right now. They own 3 locations, so our war in the mountains will take quite a bit of time. We had to fight beastmen, we had a battle up north, and now we need to go back to handle those goblins of the mountains. I don't have any gold to really build anything right now outside of a basic walls over in one turn. In one more turn, we'll be able to finally use our iron mine, but let's end our turn now. An orc war boss that goes by the name of Skunk, Gorg's Chosen, led an army right by Gelt, right to attack Gelt and destroy him. This abominable creature has an Ragnarok spider. It's time to bring it down. Every single volley that we have will be used to bring down that giant spider. There's also word that Vicious came back to attack Fort Sol. Rudy will have quite a difficult time dealing with that attack. Hopefully, we can finally end that enemy's advances once and for all. So here they come right now. I've got a unique formation myself. It's a checkered formation. That way my ranged units can attack easily, but my infantrymen can hold the line while getting help from their neighbors, from their friends, from their comrades. Now it's time for Geld to take on that blasted spider. Using Plague of Rust to reduce its armor by 30, allowing us to deal more damage. And so Gelt is knocked back, but now every single volley possible, imaginable, is hitting the spider. While that is going on, other greenskins are moving in. Steingard's Pride is going to help out to the right flank with a group of Free Company militia. Here comes an orc war boss from behind. That spider's already running. If you remember, we have many ranged units. So when you have all of them attack, it's finally time to bring it down. The damage we dealt was immense, and now it's gone. That's one less spider to worry about. If we go back to our line, you can see how much damage we've dealt already. Steingard's Pride is really racking up kills at 19 so far, and they're right by 3 groups of goblins. They have a goblin big boss close by. Right now, Gelt is using Searing Doom. You're going to be seeing a lot of that. It's a great spell to use to weaken your foes, but if they are weakened, it'll just begin to rack up kills. Some mortar shots completely broke the will of that group of goblins. Here comes another Searing Doom that you'll be seeing in the distance while we look at this fight between a few of my Golden Guard and that Orc War Boss. And over here, we're looking at an upgraded Glittering Robe, buffing up many of our units, keeping them alive. Our Mortar Crew is being hit. They have 131 kills. Ornery Bone Crusher still fighting. Another Searing Doom, eliminating more goblins over here, while we have Free Company Militiamen and Outriders attacking together. And it looks like, tactically, that checkered formation did work out. We have two groups over here chasing some archers. If you have two, it's okay. If you have one, eventually they might be caught in a crossfire. Now it's time for Gelt to give chase. He's truly the golden man. You're not going to stop him with a few volleys. But we have won the battle. Now it's time for our leaders to focus on theirs. Everyone is going to be a leader here of the entire empire. Brave men who are fighting more greenskins than any other faction. They're going to know how to fight every single greenskin problem. They're going to be the guys where if you see a freaking goblin, they'll find it and behead it quickly. Steingard's Pride is at 81 kills. Now we're just giving chase to those who remain. And because they're mounted after a battle, they just get to so easily charge in and hack these goblins all to pieces, sending a few flying too. But we have now won. It's time to move on to see what's happening at Fort Sol. Hopefully, all bodes well there. That blasted Savage Orc is back again, right over here at Fort Sol. Rudy once more needs to fend off his rival, and hopefully he'll be able to bring a victory home. Over here on the left wall, we're looking at their Orc War Boss, who has landed on top of the wall itself, killing many of our soldiers. Rudy's fighting in the midst of many of their orcs too. While Gelt is busy advancing the overall territories of Solland, it's really up to Rudy to keep this one location safe. In time, he'll get more and more units, better units too. Let's have a look over here. Now, and closer to Tabletop, it has a goal. That goal is to emulate, as the name might imply, Tabletop. And so, because of that, there's a chance for artillery to misfire. I'll show you right over here. Black powder misfire. That's why we have one less mortar on our left crew. On the right, we have another one as well. My crossbows are currently moving back. They're going to be defending right over here. We have a cannon that has an ability called Grape Shot, though it can be quite difficult to use. Right now, we're allowing our cannon to shoot onto the walls to hit a few enemies. The goal will be to later hit Vicious Gobspit, that Orc War Boss. He's killed 14 and has a poison debuff. Rudy's killed 16, and they're just climbing everywhere they can. Each time we fight here, we'll try to change it up a little bit when it comes to how we defend. So right now, we're pulling back more of our forces over there to that interior defense. And if you really need it, there's a third layer as well. You could really get a lot done. I'm not sure if I would put all these graves here, but all right. Kind of disheartening. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, you'll probably die. But it'll be for the Empire. Our artillery's still going. They're taking their time. Evidently, Savage Orcs are ineffectual when it comes to hitting walls. There was a group of men once fighting that Orc War Boss, no longer. They're trying their best right now. But now they're breaking. It's okay, they fought well. Many of them have died. Let's have a look right now. Rudy is on his own. He's killed 31. These great swords have killed 75. But there's just way too many greenskins out here. Now that War Boss came in, getting a sneak clobbering on our leader. While that is going on, our crossbows have been busy killing. They're about to kill many more. Here, one group has 29 kills, 43 kills. We go over to the left, two groups, 33 and how many? Oh my god. Another 33. How about that? Our mortar has 70. But once they begin to climb onto the walls and they begin to advance towards the middle of where our defenses lie, that's when they'll lose a lot more. Here's a group of Savage Orcs too that are currently trying to move towards us. So there's only 70 left. Our cannon has killed how many? 19, right? Yeah. So here comes Vicious Gobspit. But what are we going to do to him? Well, we're going to use a cannon if we can help it. We've got to get rid of that blasted orc. It's time to make sure that he pays. And so now he's down. Now, it's very important that you see what happens to him. He's already been clipped. He's nearly done for now. 7 health left. Those shots clipped him. So now, when he's gone, we'll have a much easier time breaking the remainder of his army. Look at him go. Have we finally killed the guy? It's taken me a very long time to get rid of him, so if we have gotten rid of him, that would be ideal. You can see where the bolts are now flying into every single orc that's leaving, and it looks like he was slain by a stray bolt. Not even an intentional one, but a stray bolt. Here's a group of savage orcs trying to advance. What's going to happen to them? I can only wonder, really. That would be the grave shot, by the way. There was some friendly fire, unfortunately, but it did hit a lot of them. The grave shot was effectual. Did Rudy live? He did indeed live. He's bringing back some swordsmen with him. He nearly died, but his rival died. Hopefully. Better not be wounded. And back over here, you can see that my crossbows have gotten many more kills. 85, 83 kills. They did not advance onto my right wall. I do not know why. Most of them are now broken. It looks like we have won the battle just by holding out and by using our defenses properly. I've never had such a battlefield campaign, I don't believe. I mean, in our previous part, we had like, what, 7 battles here? We've had, so far, nearly 7. We're one shy of 7. They just do not know how to muster up a proper attack. They don't know what they're doing. They're not professionals. You're no Skarsnik. Now, if Skarsnik was here, I would be a little bit worried. But no, I put my cannon over here trying to use the grape shot, but again, it's quite challenging. So we do what we can. They seem to have a hard time, being utilized. There's a few greenskins left. I like just watching a straight one drop like that just from being hit by a bolt. And that is how the heroic men hold Fort Sol. If we zoom out real quick, we can see that most of them are broken or are wavering right now. The crossbows are running low on bolts, 100 kills, 151. Our mortars are at 117 and 112. So the crossbows are actually getting more kills now. Not all of them, but a lot of them. It looks like we have won. Those who are left are now breaking. So we just get to chase and also shoot anyone who's fleeing. It's over. Again, we have saved Fort Sol. There are many more battles to come. I believe Rudy Feuerbach finally defeated his rival. Vicious might finally be dead. Let's hope for that. He gained his 3rd and greatest victory, a heroic one. Now let's kill who's left. We'll never let a orc go if we can help it. It wouldn't be intentional. Now that I've taken on 2 more greenskin factions, can we push on into the mountains over to the west? I would love to do that. We've gained a pit fighter. We'll be able to capture more enemies after a battle.
Let us begin.
That could be quite handy. Okay, you are still alive. I could go finish off their army or go after Bartog. Instead, I'll go after Vicious, only because I want to make sure they're gone. We're destroying all these horde factions early on. I'm not really in any rush to go conquer those mountains. I'm here to train up and also really solidify my position. Good attacker and a power stone. That's going to help out my power reserves and my power recharge rate. We've gained one of my favorite regiments of renown. Now we're going to change their name up and provide a different backstory, but they are Sterling's Revenge. I do need that unit. Okay, we've also gained a new apprentice wizard, someone to serve under Gelt. Humans born with magical talent are dangerous and feared individuals. Let's go back into Fort Sol.
Now,
Okay, at a new rank, what are we going to give you? You'll be able to get your Quicksilver, your Pegasus over in 3 levels. For now, let's try to unlock Arcane Conduit. We'll pick up Transmutation of Lead. The enemy's weapons become heavy, cumbersome, and almost impossible to wield in battle. It'll reduce their weapon damage by 50% and their melee attack by 26%. Any unit that's really hit by that will not be able to do much. Okay, Red Sun Gunners, I'm going to replace you real quick. You're not a bad group, but you're going to take up a new form. Very good. 23 armor piercing. These guys usually get a lot of kills. Okay, I can finally upgrade either File Dwarf or I can upgrade Steingard. Now, I'm going to upgrade Steingard because I don't want any location that I own to be without walls. If they have walls, then I can help them out if they're attacked. So we'll need to wait to get more growth later, but I also need to get more public order too. There's a lot of things that I need to work towards, and that will take time. Okay, Karak Hearn, you're still quite unhappy. We just need to replenish over here, and I need a new unit. What am I going to take up? It'll be something cheaper, maybe more halberds. We do have many ranged units. I mean, I've got crossbows, I've got Free Company militiamen, I've got a lot. I'll keep it cheap though, very, very cheap. I'm finally making more gold, and would anyone like to trade?
All right.
Averland, it could be your day.
Welcome, my country. I will not obey.
Okay, never mind.
In these dark times,
Okay, Clan Angrand.
Impossible.
You don't want to travel into my lands? Okay, what about a defensive alliance? They do want that. Beligar will be a great friend to have. Okay, why don't you go after that army? That'll work. Border Princess? Oh good, you do like me. You're led by Valmir. Well, let's have a non-aggression pact. I don't want to fight you right now, maybe in the future. But I've got more internal struggles to worry about. We've had, what, 3 to 4 factions fight us? A lot of hordes, sure. But again, the goal is to rebuild now. Now that we finally got rid of that other horde of greenskins, we can rebuild, replenish, move over here, and finally find our way into Grimhold. Now, the Grey Mountains are quite difficult to fight in. It'll be hard to move, it'll be hard to get more replenishment, but we'll do our best. Once we have Grimhold, it'll be a tier 2 location. It's currently tier 3. It has walls. Then we can move up and up more. Who knows what other Imperial events we'll be able to pick up too. I now have over 2,000 prestige. I could use a bit of it to maintain some political alliances. I mean, there is over here Averland. We could work on them. I think I like that idea a lot. So Averland, let's be friendly, you and me. There we are, plus 25. The middleman. Now we're feeling better about our friendship. What about me and you, Carl? Okay, we don't get along very well. Very well. Wissenland. One day I would like to fight you, Von Draken. You're very powerful. You're a spellcaster who needs to go. That's only my view, but who knows what's going to happen to them. Anyway, Averland, I'll do it one more time because I do have the points for it. So now, in a little while, they'll like me more, and we can finally engage in trade. They're bordering the vampire counts. It's very likely that if we can get them to join us, we'll need to go fight the vampire counts. A new county under my control sounds pretty nice. They do own a lot of land. Ah, but they do not own Waldenhof. Look at that. They're being pushed on. Excellent. Now we can push on. Sure, we'll need to use a forced march to move back into Faldorf in order to replenish further, or we could just keep on pushing after that. Despite, you know, our current losses, I think we can do it. I think we have a chance. I'm not going to march up there. They're going to move away. Okay, we have our goal in mind, and I did spend a few more points. Gelt has been quite busy trying to stir up issues between Reichland and Wissenland. That spellcaster needs to go. I would like to take over Wissenland. If I could annex their lands, that would be ideal. It would provide more strategic goods, and we would have a lot more money, in addition to having a closer place to the court of Altdorf as well. It's all going according to plan. We've been encountered again by Skarsnik. He's brought over another army. I'm glad I didn't march in. Depending on what happens here, we may need to move back, but thankfully, because there's no more beastmen, because there's no additional orc horde, we can replenish, come back, and finally conquer. Again, everything is going quite well. We're gaining more funds. We're gaining more influence. We've made friends. We have people who like us a lot. We just need to take our time, and I'm really enjoying how we're just really beginning to get into the groove of the campaign. It's not all about painting the map right away. We're playing as Gelt. We've got to be a political manipulator. We've got to be someone who uses intellect and cunning. Okay, so they do have artillery. That needs to go. They've got some archers. Sure, some debuffing from their Night Goblins. We have a fairly veteran army now. They are going to die. Even from the very beginning, that blasted Skarsnik has killed some of my soldiers. We're being hit from two sides, so we have one big formation. One will be holding up with all of our ranged units, even our mortar, to destroy this opposing element. From behind, we have other infantrymen holding for that other army. But right now, let's look at the battle. They're all charging in. I've got my infantry, all of my spearmen just lined up. We just need to debuff and destroy all of them. They're charging in. They're being hit by ranged attacks. And we've got a transmutation of lead, reducing their weapon damage and their melee attack as well. So here they come. You can see that all of my ranged units have a great location to fight from. They're a little bit higher on the hill. It's time to use some spell casting to really break them down. They do have a rock lobber. That's an issue. So if we can use our outriders to really hit them hard, then we can get rid of that big threat. They have many archers. They have many other units that are going to stay here for just a little while. What about Skarsnik? Where is he at? He's around here. I don't like him that much. Anyway, there's Gelt right now at only 1 kill, but that will add up. Back here, we've got some dirty skulkers. Over on this side, we have Skarsnik, a Plague of Rust, reducing his armor by 30. We're trying to make sure that he's out of here quickly. We know that he does a lot of damage. Here comes our outriders right now. Steingart's Pride, already hitting a group of Night Goblins, getting rid of their artillery crew. And that's how you punt a Night Goblin. Our ranged units are just making it rain. Any archer here is going to be hit. We have the high ground. They have no advantage. None at all. Now we have other enemies to hit. The Amber Trance to reduce their own leadership and to give it over to Gelt. They're breaking, and we're using our outriders to really ride down anyone who's fleeing. They're already at 90 kills, okay? Over on the front lines, we have 1 so far. Gelt has led his men quite well. Tactically, we outplayed all of them. There's another volley. While that's happening, Skarsnik has broken. He might be back later. Here comes another group. We just have to kind of like flip it around a little bit. Our archers and mortar have already been hitting them. They're being led by an orc great shaman. And while that's going on, we have many enemies that might come back later, but these outriders are at 129 kills, and it's only going up as they ride down more of these flying goblins. And here we go now, another spell by Gelt, reducing their melee attack and weapon damage while they charge in. Our units, again, are holding. They're charging everywhere, attempting to break through our line, but they were too late. They were too far from their reinforcing army. We've already destroyed their reinforcements. Some may come back, but we're able to hold up today. Here's our many units. Like over here, our Death Jacks at 74 kills. They have 21 missile damage. Our mortar crew's taking a lot of damage. The Glittering Gold Boys are at 67 kills, and they only have 2 mortars left, but they're still shelling some of those blasted archers. Here's some Night Goblins fighting my Golden Guard, who are at 40 kills. They weren't at full power to begin with. Over here, Skarsnik at 58 kills. As usual, killing a lot. It goes to show you that he's not weak. Nothing about him is weak. If we get a tactical overview of the battle right now, you can see a Searing Doom falling down on a group of spears. We're being hit at every single side, but our units are sufficient. They can hold off. Over here on the right-hand side is where things might get kind of shaky. Sterling's Revenge is moving in. They had a few issues with their line of sight. And over here, my outriders are at over 200 kills. They're just shooting up all the goblins possible. We have another Searing Doom that's going to fall down on top of these goblins, destroying at least a few of them. Yeah, a lot like that. Just a few of them. Over on the left, Skarsnik is fleeing now. He's only at 237 health. Many of the goblins are already breaking. We still have some infantry who are still here. It's because we keep fighting the same enemies over and over and over. It's not like we're fighting some new foreign power. We're fighting local foes that are coming by soon after each defeat. Like I told you before, every inch we take requires a battle. These archers are still moving. We're fighting in the trees now. If we zoom out again, we can just see how the battle's playing. They're all fleeing. We've broken them. Now these outriders are just going to give chase. They're at 234 kills, but we have won the battle. 2 armies gone. They're not going to stop Gelt from taking what he wants. What a Gelt wants, a Gelt gets. Steingard's pride was once again the MVP of that battle. They killed many during and even after, though everyone was quite valiant. I mean, we were attacked on two sides in the mountains, and here we won. Let's kill everything that we can. I wonder, how many do you have left? You do have another leader. I don't know how large that garrison is over in Grimhold. Unfortunately, a few groups may be wiped out, but it might take that in order for us to take it. Of course, replenishment could be an issue out here. I suppose we'll find out quickly. Gozbag, you're dead. In 2 more levels, Gelt will be able to fly around on Quicksilver, his mount. That'll be quite powerful, too.
Hail, Mountain Lords! May your horde increase.
Okay, a defensive alliance, you say? They'll pay me for that. Unfortunately, you are fighting the Border Princes, meaning that I want no part in that situation, though Barak Var is currently expanding. Interesting. They're doing well. So we're going to see what's going to happen now. Quest issued. Move a character to the following province. That's very far away. The colleges of magic and Altdorf are abuzz with intrigue. Every 8 years, a wizard who has proven himself worthy may challenge the master of the colleges to a magical duel, with the winner becoming the next Supreme Patriarch. The competition, even to become a candidate, is white hot. Wizards, being what they are, mean the selection process is at best pedantic. At its worst, real enmities can develop. Gelt is the Patriarch of the Gold Order and tipped to win, but a rival light wizard, Gottfried Orr, desperate for the position, wants rid of Gelt before they even reach the Hall of Duels. While this is an open secret, no direct accusation can be made, as that is not how wizards manage their affairs. However, Gelt is something of a maverick and knows he needs the edge when Orr inevitably makes his move. As such, the Gold Wizard sets about locating a valuable lodestone and harnessing its power. Lodestones sometimes occur in areas struck by lightning, areas such as Kislev, which has recently experienced heavy storm activity. I'll gain 1500 gold when I do that. I'll need that new agent. Okay, rank 14 for Dear Gelt. And for Dear Gelt, we're going to pick up another point into Transmutation of Lead to make it cheaper and easier to cast it again, because I want Arcane Conduit. After I do all of that, who knows what I'll go down. Maybe we'll work on empowering his army further. Absolutely. I just need a bit longer. Currently, I'm just making him a very powerful spellcaster, but that will change in time. Okay, Gelt, let's go finish off another army. It's a very small one. We can get rid of it. There we are. We have so much more gold from winning those battles, and over here, what do we have? Oh, they have a large garrison. Oh, this should be a very interesting war. So we'll come back for now. We're winning slowly. I just need a bit of time to get some more recruitment areas up so that we can get more elite units. It's been such a challenging beginning. Okay, Hans Helborg, you got quite a few units over here too. Oh, that would make it cheaper for me to recruit, but I would need even more money. I'll use it whenever we need an Empire Captain. Then I'll use our rights here, Imperial Steel. But not yet. It's not time for that yet. Not until I can get a new agent. A captain would be suitable. Alright. Let's march into our lands, because any type of replenishment would be ideal. Let's begin to work on our own provinces back at home. Another event. You are approached by your sharpest political advisor. I've already read that event. But we'll do it. 1,000 prestige, I'll gain more authority. It's only going up. Eventually, everyone's going to like me or be loyal to me. Everything that we truly need. Okay, let's go into Altdorf to increase public order. You see, I have one interesting addition to my collection here, where public order does matter. As you can see right now, we've got a lot of penalties. I could have a lot more money. It's public order expanded. Sure, you get many benefits whenever people are happy, but when they're unhappy, you can see what happens here. Leadership goes down, things are more expensive, your tax rate goes down. So if I can help out and help things grow, well, they're going to be happier. We'll have much more money. So while we wait then, let's go over here. And what item are we going to pick up? Or what, not item, but person. You're not an item. Oh, Gelt. Alright, so I think right now what I would truly want to change up our army is to recruit more shields. We need more shields. If we don't have more shields, we're not going to be able to really damage my foes in a way that I would like. And I do like my Regiment of Renown over here, but it might not be suitable for when I'm fighting greenskins. I think I might save them for later on because I could use another group of crossbows. Their range is really nice, and I need to be able to focus on any of their own ranged units too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine what I have right now. We'll see what we have left afterwards. Okay, I do have room for quite a few new units. So we'll take up 1, 2, 3. And for now, I'll get rid of that group of Free Company Militia. They're not cheap either. We'll take up another group of crossbowmen. Okay, after that, I would like to pick up another group of swordsmen. They're not too bad. I've got plenty of spearmen, I think. So we'll do that. Swordsmen. All right. Our income is at 1,500. That's really ideal. Because I have so much money right now, let's try to work on improving that public order. Now, an event popped up to where I had to choose politics, meaning that public order is still going down by -2. Pretty soon, I might even be able to afford a new army. Let's try to engage in trade if we can. Averland, what do you want? Still nothing yet. I know eventually they'll want to move towards helping us, but for now, they're choosing not to. The Wood Elves are expanding outwards. I do not like that. And I think we're in a pretty good place right now. We've been able to destroy 2 hordes. We were able to refute any attacks by Skarsnik, who's really only trying to focus on us right now, I believe. And Skarsnik is a great leader, so it looks like our Orc Wars will continue. But man, it's incredible how many enemies we've had to fight already. There's just been so many out there. Oh, never mind. They're fighting so many, so eventually something will budge. Something will shift and change. Currently, we have more power, so they might have like 1 army left. They're fighting Wood Elves. They're fighting Whistleland, Clan Angrand, and of course, us too. All right. Well, everyone, we shall call it here. Look forward to a new part tomorrow, where tomorrow things will begin to shift. And eventually, once we can grow in Dwarf, we can build up another location in order to get a new hero. Once we have a new hero, we can begin to complete quests over here. That way, everyone's happy and we're all doing well. It'll just take me a bit of time. Leave a like down below, and thank you to all of my patrons who have been supporting our channel. Look forward to our conquest tomorrow.